let's continue with the story of peaceful resistance, where the feds have banned a school's beloved pink cookie, but hopefully they're going to break that ban. Here it is from FoxNews.com, where Todd Starnes writes, school children in Elyria, Ohio, are mourning the demise of a 40-year tradition, the loss of their beloved pink cookie. The fabled cookie, long served in local school cafeterias, was done in by a pound of butter, 6 cups of powdered sugar, and the Obama administration's food police. Quote, it no longer meets the National School Lunch Program guideline for snacks, said Amy Higgins, the spokesperson for Elyria City Schools. It has too many calories. The USDA Smart Snacks in School standards mandate that all snacks must contain less than 200 calories. It's not exactly clear how many calories are in the pink cookie, but the recipe for the frosting calls for a pound of butter. Quote, you can't change the recipe of the pink cookie, said the mayor. It's like eating diet potato chips. It's not right. The cookie was banished to comply with the federal guidelines. Quote, we can't have them in the cafeteria for sale, period, Food Services Director Scott Tiemann told the Chronicle-Telegram. Guidelines for snacks are very strict, and there's no wiggle room. Thus marks the end of a long-time lunchroom tradition and sparking disappointment across the city. It's a tradition, Higgins told me. It's not only a tradition, it's one that tastes really, really good. You'd be surprised by how many people are upset about the pink cookie going away. Anyone who's gone to Elyria schools in the past 40 years knows about the pink cookie. Elyria Mayor Holly Brinda remembered tasting her first pink cookie when she was just a little girl. Quote, I grew up eating them, said Brinda. They're a comfort food. It's one of those things that's special to our community. The mayor says the cookie's demise is the talk of a town. The cookie has a cult following, she said. In 2009, the cookie was crowned Best Cafeteria Cookie by Cleveland Magazine. The origin of the pink cookie is something of folklore in this town, just west of Cleveland. It was first made by Jean Galwick, the school district's longtime food production manager. The foundation of the cookie came from a family recipe she got from her mother. It's a delicious, delicious confection, she said. Everyone loves it. Reading the recipe along could result in a sugar rush. Oh, I think the author means alone. Reading the recipe alone could result in a sugar rush. Butter, sour cream, powdered sugar, Crisco, granulated sugar. Quote, it's a homemade sour cream cake cookie, Higgins said. The reason people fell in love with it just has just the right amount of sweetness. It's very cakey and rich, and it's got this really light pink sweet frosting on the top. I feel the sudden urge to drink a cold glass of milk. It's one of those indulgences, Higgins told me. The kids really like the cookie. It's quite a unique flavor. So if the cookie is so darn popular, why not just change the recipe so that it complies with federal standards? What a better question is, why not just say, screw the federal standards, we're going to have whatever cookie we want in this community? Gosh, are you really going to let bureaucrats in Washington dictate what kind of cookies can reach your lips? Are you kidding me? You people are weak. Sorry, man. I'm just like, you know, you can mess with guns, you can mess with weed, but don't mess with cookies. That's really cutting to the heart. I mean, that ruins children's childhoods when you're taking away the cookies that they're raised with. This is criminal. So we did try to alter the recipe with whole wheat flour, Higgins said. You can get the pink cookie down to the number of calories that would make it allowable, but then it's just not the pink cookie anymore. It doesn't maintain the integrity of the homemade recipe. Changing the cookie would be like asking Kentucky Fried Chicken to change their 11 herbs and spices. You don't mess with perfection. And then he says, you can't change the recipe of the pink cookie, said the mayor. It's like eating diet potato chips. It's just not right. So rather than mess with tradition, the school district's chef decided to shut down production. Our food service department is working under very strict requirements for what they can serve in school. That's a good thing, We're trying to offer more healthy options with flair. Instead of pink cookies, kids will be able to eat things like fruit and vegetables and yogurt. Yum! The mayor agreed that it's important to make sure kids are eating healthier. That being said, I wish there were a way we could make those cookies available on special occasions, she said. Everyone deserves the equivalent of a piece of birthday cake once in a while. The mayor even suggested there might be contraband cookies for the taking. Uh-oh, this is where it meets peaceful resistance. I don't think you can keep the pink cookie down, she said. I think this is going to be like prohibition. Our school district is law-abiding, but I can see people who love this pink cookie trying to resurrect the cookie in other ways. Higgins tells me the school district is already working on a plan to sell the cookies to local residents for special occasions. It's a sort of confectionery speakeasy. Higgins tells me, meanwhile, youngsters have to satisfy their sweet tooth at the cafeteria yogurt bar, thanks to the Obama administration's food police. Sorry, kids, that's the way the cookie crumbles. A terrific article by Todd Snarns. He writes at FoxNews.com about a lot of these types of nanny state bans, things like the Obama administration saying, you can't have that, and replacing your vending machine with a vending machine that has, instead of Snickers bars and Kit Kats, yogurt bars and salads. Just what I want from a vending machine. Not. Anyway, I'm not anti-health food. Like, I'm a health food junkie. I often eat health food all day, every day. It's my thing. I don't like to eat junky food. You know, what you put in your body becomes you. It becomes the world. So you want to put good things in your body so that it can fill you with nourishment, nutrients, and then put good things out into the world. But come on, you know, when feds and authorities mandate things, the lack of freedom is harmful to people because they don't get to experiment with, maybe eating too many of these cookies and then having a sore stomach and saying, well, that hurt, I'm not going to do that again, and learning their own lesson independently. It's so much more important when we learn our life lessons independently, when we can make mistakes and then fix them. That is when we really grow as individuals. But if we're just, like flowers being weeded and raised, like a crop here, and not giving any freedom to make mistakes, well then, it's like we're owned. It's almost like being owned by the authorities. Well, I won't put my children in any school like that where they get told what kind of cookies they can and can't eat. I'll let my kids make whatever mistakes they want. And then hopefully they'll learn their lesson and take in some personal responsibility and eat the healthy oatmeal cookies instead. This is Peace News Now.